If you are not doing monthly resets, what are you doing? Today we are doing a November reset, which girl is much needed. If I do say so myself, I don't know about you. If you're unaware, I do my monthly resets in Notion and I have a full free template for you to use, the exact same one linked in the description below. We're about to jump in so you can see it, but we reflect on the previous month and plan for the following month in all areas of our life. I absolutely love monthly resets. I think they're so important to make sure that you're able to stay on track with yourself and really just get your headspace in a good spot throughout the entire year, because life comes at you fast. There's so many things going on in the world, especially nowadays, and it's really good to just make sure you do a check-in with yourself every single month. If you're new to my channel, hi, hello, welcome. My name's Lizette. I am 29. I share real life diaries, so everything from cozy vlogs to monthly resets, but in a way that is focused on rebuilding myself at 29 years old. I lived my entire life living for everybody else, and I finally was like, you know what? No, we're entering almost our 30s, so it's time for me. So that's what this channel is dedicated to. So if you can relate to becoming the best version of yourself, focusing in on you, wanting to live that softer, slower life and really hone in and learn yourself, become the version of yourself that you've always dreamt of, welcome. I think you're gonna love it here. And if you're returning, hey girl, welcome back. We don't do anything on this channel without getting cozy and setting the vibe beforehand. I'm gonna give you some time so you can pause this video and go make yourself a drink, get a blanket, put an ambiance on the TV, maybe even a playlist. And if you wanna follow along and do this Notion template with me, definitely do that. I've had a couple people comment and say they did that and they loved it. If you just want to save it for later, cool. But again, go ahead, pause the video, get comfy, maybe get the Notion template up and ready on your computer. I've got my maple brown sugar matcha latte, my blanket. Let's jump into Notion. All right, here is our Notion template for November. I'll do a quick little rundown of the template itself. Remember, it's linked below if you want it. So starting off, we have a monthly review and planning ritual. Of course, we're gonna make it cozy, get a bevy, put some background music on. Again, if you're doing this with me, hell yeah, let's do it. If you're just watching for some inspo and you're gonna do this later, I love it. So we've got 4 areas. We've got business and work, personal life, health and wellness. Technically, those are our 3 areas. And then we just have some closing prompts. And then underneath each, we have a reflect and a plan forward for each individual section of our life. So we're going to reflect on October and then plan forward for November. I find this is the best way to do a full reset, because you do want to look back on your previous month and see what maybe you lacked on, maybe what you did really well, what you want to continue to do, what you want to focus on, and then you could take that information and plan for the next month. So let's go ahead and jump right in, starting with business and work, reflect. So first things first, I have fill in income and expenses, and we're not going to do that together, of course, but I find this is so important. If you don't know, I'm an entrepreneur, a creator, a freelancer, so I do all of my own income and expenses. And if I don't do this every single month, things get a little crazy. So even if you're not an entrepreneur or business owner, work for yourself, it's still so important to stay on top of your finances, especially for taxes. And we're coming up quick on the end of the year and the beginning of the year where you're going to need to have that information. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. And I put that first and foremost for a reason, so that I don't forget to do it. Then income overview. What was your total income? Again, you're going to do the same thing. What is that? Weird. Now we have TikTok One, TTO. This is my main focus in business right now. It's a platform on TikTok where you can create UGC for brands. Now, this is where you are going to swap this out for whatever your main focus is in work. Whatever it is that you want to focus on the most, or it takes up your brain focus, your priority, this is what you're gonna fill in here. Right? Mine says TTO because that's my main focus. So how many TikTok One ads did I create? Which ones perform the best? Again, rename that, reword that for yourself. Maybe it's you're in a management position, or maybe you're currently in college and you're focused on a specific thing within a specific class. So you're going to maybe ask yourself, where did I perform best in this area? Right? Like, what question do you need to ask yourself about the main focus in your job? So we're going to skip that, but then we go into highlights. What was a work moment I was most proud of? This we can start together. So a work moment I was most proud of. Okay, this one stands out for me. I had gotten an inbound email, meaning a brand reached out to me to do some UGC for them. and they had offered me a certain price point and it was not where my rates lie. So I ended up negotiating them up to over $1,000 more, which I was very, very proud of. I stuck to my guns. I knew my worth. So negotiated a UGC deal up over 1K. Sticking points. Where did I feel resistance, procrastination, or overwhelm? Ooh. So before we get into the rest of these and answering these questions, your girl went through like a 2-week, almost depressive episode. That's exactly what it was. And I try and make it sound like it wasn't that, but we need to be more open about mental health. And that's what we're trying to do here on this channel. I show real life, real struggles. And I don't like to film a ton in those spaces because nobody really likes to watch negativity, so I don't really portray all of it, but I do want to be super honest with you guys because going through this, I'm going to answer these honestly, and you're going to see a bit of that where I talk about, oh, well, during this 2-week period or during my down period or, you know, some moments where I wasn't super proud. You're going to hear a bit of that. Of course, this video isn't going to be negative, I promise, because we're way out of that episode, thank God. And that's why I'm doing this reset, because I do really want to look back on that. So I just wanted to make that known and let you guys know that, like, hey, if you're going through something, if you have these down periods, whether it's a day, a week, 2 weeks, a month, months, you're not alone, and it's okay to take time for yourself. You're not a failure. You're not failing at anything. It's just part of the human experience, especially with the state of the world. So we're here. We're about positivity. We're doing a reset to get back on track. But just please keep that in mind if you feel like maybe you can't do resets because you had a period where there wasn't much to notate, where there wasn't much productivity or discipline. That's okay. And it's okay to reflect on it and move past it. Like, that's what November is going to be for me, moving past that. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So as far as this sticking point, perfect place to, you know, kind of speak on that. Where I felt resistance, procrastination, or overwhelm was during that period. And I would say my biggest source of procrastination and overwhelm was with work, because I do work for myself, so I couldn't just call out of work or, you know, still show up and have people around me. I kind of sat with it. Felt overwhelmed with my to-do list in all areas of work for a couple weeks. Sustainability. Did I protect my energy while working, or did I overextend? So in my last reset for October, I made it a goal to not overextend myself in work, and I would say it was like 50-50 here. Normally it's more on 100% overextension, but I would say there was a little bit of both. So making a note that I need to be better. Progress check. In what ways did I move closer to my long-term brand vision? YouTube growth, cozy creative business, lifestyle brand. Okay. I would say over the last month, because I had a lot of downtime, I was able to kind of reflect on how to create a brand that feels well, but also grasp and understand that you can't just create things that you like. You have to be strategic if you want to build a business that's sustainable, scalable, right? So I was able to really figure out, okay, this is what I really enjoy, but it doesn't really help me push forward strategically. This is what I really enjoyed and performs well and is needed in the industry. So that's what I'm going to focus on. And I think that's been really helpful, because it's really easy to start a brand, especially if it's like a lifestyle brand, if that's what you want to call it. It's easy to just kind of sit there and be like, okay, I like to create this and I hope that it pops off. I hope that people resonate. And that's great, because a lot of people, sometimes that is exactly what happens, but that is a bit of luck, and you want to have strategy with business. So getting more clear on a business strategy that is strategic but also enjoyable and resonates with me and my true vision. Sorry y'all, I cannot type. I've got these daggers on. They're actually really cute. I don't know if you could see it. This webcam camera is terrible, but I can't type for the life of me with long nails. Can't do it. So apologies, because I look like I literally can't type. Yeah, see? Strategic. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to do an overall rating. Let's see. You know, I'm not mad about this month. Granted, everything that I kind of went through, you know, I'm not going to be super generous, but I'm not going to be mean about it either. So we'll give her a good 7.5. Right, planning forward, income intentions. What's my income goal for next month and from which sources? We're not going to go over that, but again, answer for you. Now, TikTok one strategy. Again, you're going to change this question to what your main focus in business is and what your main priority in business / work / career is. How do I want to approach TikTok one next month? Let's see. Have a set time for each phase. Essentially with TikTok One, you have to scroll through like an explore page and find campaigns to join. Then you have to script the videos, then you have to record the videos, and you have to edit and upload the videos. So there's like 4 or 5 different phases, and I want to make sure that I have like a set time to do that, because I was kind of just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it stuck, and I didn't get a lot of opportunity through TikTok One last month because I kind of was like MIA for a lot of it, and I kind of just was blah. So I want to have a set time for each phase, but in a sustainable way. Focus project. What one project or task would have the biggest impact if I complete next month? I think I talked about this in my last reset as well, but I didn't get to it, which this is why we do these resets, right? This is why we're real with ourselves, to make sure that we're staying on track. And I'm realizing that I didn't get to do that. So I really want to create a digital product for my community. I don't know exactly what I want it to be, but I do want it to be something in relation to like living a soft, cozy life, but in a way that's like gently disciplined. If you know anything about me, I love gentle discipline. So keeping promises to yourself, but doing it in a way that you genuinely enjoy and is not hustle culture. So I want to kind of put all of that together in a digital product for you guys. So if you have any ideas, maybe like a Notion template or an ebook or a swipe file or, you know, a guide, like whatever it is that you think of, a calendar, something like that, leave a comment down below if you have any ideas, because I need to get on that. So I need to create a digital product, but we need to get that project going because that's where the business really starts, right? So yeah. Workflow reset. What admin/organization tweak would make work smoother? This is it. This is exactly what I need. I need to get back to timing myself with my work tasks. So if you don't already do this, please consider doing it. If you are somebody that has to do work for yourself, maybe it's college, maybe it's business, maybe it's whatever it is, set a timer and see how long something realistically takes you when you actually lock in. Because I go into things thinking that they're going to take forever and a day, and then it takes me 10 minutes and I put it off because I was scared of how long it was going to take, or the opposite. I think something's going to take me 5 or 10 minutes and it ends up taking me an hour, and then my to-do list goes haywire. So if you can lock in and understand true timing for your task, you'll get a better grasp on how to plan that into your schedule going forward. It just makes your time so much more efficient. Energy boundary. What's one clear work boundary I'll hold next month? I think this one's really going to be helpful. I'm going to take a midday break for movement. Now, sometimes I take my midday break and I eat lunch, and then I like start watching TV or blah, 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 and then I get unfocused. But if I can take a break and move my body, it'll keep me in that, you know, non-procrastinated mindset that I need, because if I stop work, I have a hard time getting back into it. So that's why I'll like work all day. But when you move your body, it's less of, okay, I don't want to get back to work. It's more of, okay, I'm feeling good. Let's keep this energy going. And that's what I really need. So that was everything for business and work. Let's jump into personal life. Reflect. Daily joy. What small joys or cozy moments define this month? I started making matchas every day instead of having coffee. Don't get me wrong. I have my espresso like 2 times a week, maybe, but matchas have been so much better for me. Like those jitters aren't there. The anxiety isn't there. So started making matchas and feels so much better. Challenges. What situations or habits felt draining? My overthinking. I have ADHD as well as PCOS, so my hormones are all over the place, which affects my mood. And then the ADHD side of things, I get executive dysfunction, which basically means I don't have dopamine. I don't create natural dopamine, so I get stuck a lot and I don't have the motivation to get myself out of it. And it's less of a mindset thing and more of a brain wiring thing. So I can really get stuck in my own head, and then that leads to thinking about every single aspect of my life. My overthinking was super draining, and I know so many of you can relate to that, even if it's not ADHD or PCOS related. Women, girls, we are queens of overthinking. Relationships. How intentional was I in nurturing my closest relationships? Not very intentional, to be honest. Your girl is a bit of a loner. Your girl needs to make some friends. Like, this is why I love YouTube. This is why I love building like a tiny little community, because I'm a loner and I love being a loner. Don't get me wrong. But I do know entering my 30s, I gotta come out of that. And it only gets harder the older you get. So I'll be honest, I was not very intentional. Gotta make a mental note of that. Home and lifestyle. Did my face... What? Home and lifestyle. Did my space feel cozy and inspiring or cluttered and heavy? I would say this is a good both. Cozy and inspiring because I still got all of my fall coziness up. If you know, you know, we love fall around here. Fall aesthetic, fall feels all year long. But when I got into that little rut, everything was sticking out to me. And if you know, you know. When you're in a rut, everything feels combined and like cluttered, right? So cozy yet cluttered. But I did spend an entire day revamping my space, like the day I came out of that little rut. So I'm very proud of that. Self-growth. What did I learn about myself this month? Ooh, great question. I learned that when I get in little like depressive ruts, it feels like the end of the world, and like the thoughts that I'm having about myself are truth, are reality. And I realized that like I'm so hard on myself when I'm going through things that I don't remember in those moments who I am. Like I'm a bad, you know, like I got things going for me. I am a productive person. I am a disciplined person. I am somebody that takes care of my health and wellness. I am a great partner. I am a great daughter. I am a great friend. You know, like you forget all of those things when you're going through things. And I just learned that it's easier for me, again, I guess because of the ADHD, PCOS, hormone issues, who knows? It's so much easier, I feel like, for me to get stuck in a fake thought process of yourself. So I need to remember that going forward, that like it's too easy for me to get stuck, you know? And that I need to be better at creating a routine to get me out of that when it does happen and being able to recognize it. Okay. Personal fulfillment rating. Let's see. You know, despite going through things, I would say that like the way that I came out of it and the way that I didn't dwell after it was over, I was really proud of myself, because I feel like there are times when I can get into episodes and ruts, and although I come out of that rut, I'm still thinking about the rut for that week. You know, like I'm reflecting and looking back on how much I didn't get to do, and I did not do that when I came out of this rut. I was like, you know what? That's the past. The past is the past. We're moving forward. And I've been so productive and proud of myself since. So because of that, I'm going to give myself an 8 out of 10. Because remember, your down times, your ruts, your negative thoughts do not make up the majority of who you are. It doesn't define you. We think it does in the moment. We really do, but it does not. Now, plan forward. One shift. What's one small lifestyle change I can make to feel more grounded? Okay, so I can't believe I haven't mentioned this before, but last week I started a commonplace journal. And if you know anything about a commonplace journal, oh my gosh, they're so much fun. It's essentially just a place for you to brain dump everything, things you learn, your reviews on things, your thoughts that you want to get out. It's not so much of like a daily journal where you write your thoughts and your feelings about the day or about a situation, but it's more so like a pile up of information, if you will. Things you want to learn, things you do learn, things you want to keep in mind, things you want to remember, things you want to look back on. So it has been the best thing for me. I've used it like every day for the last few days and I'm loving it. So I want to make a habit to write in my commonplace daily, because it keeps me out of my head. I think I'm going to make a completely different sit down video about the reason why I started a commonplace journal, and not just the reason for starting that journal, but something that I've been feeling so deeply, which is essentially just feeling like chronically online and losing sense of myself and who I am at my core and my soul, because everything I decide I want to do, or things that I want to learn, or things that I'm thinking came from somebody else's thought process. So like I'll see a video of somebody doing something and I'm like, I want to do that. And then I do it. I see somebody's review of a book and I'm like, I want to read that. And then I do. Nothing I feel like I'm doing in life is because it just sparked inside of me and I executed. And I feel like I'm losing sense of self because of that. So I think I'm going to make a video on that. That's actually a really good idea. Please hold. I need to write that. Okay. So anyway, I think writing in my commonplace journal daily is going to help, because it returns me to me and allows me to go inward, you know? I don't know. If you understand what I'm saying, let me know. If you don't and you're like, what the heck is this girl talking about? I get it. Connection goal. How do I want to nurture my relationships next month? So again, I put this in my October reset, but I need to be better about intentionally trying to make connections. So try to make new connections. I don't feel terrible about my current connections. Like, I feel good about my current connections, so that's not necessarily something I want to focus on going forward. I need to generate new. Lifestyle upgrade. What's one way to make life cozier or smoother? Getting back on my morning routine. So in that previous reset, not only did we do this Notion template, but we kind of created my great lock-in plan for the rest of the year. And guys, I did so good. I did so good for 2 weeks. I did like really good. I was so proud of myself. And then that rut hit and things kind of went downhill from there. So we're on the up and up, but my sleep schedule was so messed up that getting enough sleep coming out of a rut like that was my intention. So the thing I haven't been able to get back onto with my great lock-in plan for the rest of the year is my sleep schedule. So going into November, we're locking back in, because getting up at 6 a.m., doing my little journaling and reading for an hour, hour and a half, making breakfast, taking things slow, changed everything for me. My days, oh my God, they were so much better. I was so excited to go to sleep so I could wake up. Plus I now have this commonplace journal. I might need to make an updated morning routine video because what? It's so good. Time audit. What drained too much of my time? What will I cut back on? Thinking too much. I am a huge advocate for, you have an idea, do it. Don't think too hard, do it. Be strategic, of course, but like, you don't grow when you're comfortable, so you need to step outside your comfort zone and get uncomfortable in order to grow. And when I get stuck, sometimes I forget that and I think too damn hard about what I'm currently doing. Is what I'm currently doing working? Is what I want to do right for X, Y, and Z? And that's when things start to go haywire. So I need to stop thinking. Like, I need to just chill and act on the things that I want to do. Like, genuinely. I need to just act on things. Play and rest. What's one fun thing and one restful thing I'll prioritize? Ooh. I have not been on a solo date in a few weeks now. Yeah, I haven't been on a solo date in a while, so I definitely need to do a solo date for something fun. And then restful, I want to take 1 full day off of screens completely. That sounds crazy, but I think that would be so good and such a challenge, but also so restful for my mind. Tell me how I was like, yeah, I might vlog that. Girl, that's a screen. I mean, technically not really. My camera, I mean, has a mini screen. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. That would be a good idea. Let me know if you want to see that. So, personal life. We're done here. Moving on. Health and wellness. Reflect. Body check-in. How did my body feel overall? Energy, sleep, strength, cycle recovery. Energy, sleep, all of that was no bueno. And I know what that's from. That's from the episode that I got stuck in. It's from stress. It's from overthinking. It's from not eating my best. It's from not moving. So reminder, like, get out of your head and keep a routine that makes sense for you, because your body does feel it. Your body does feel stress. Movement. Did I stay consistent with workouts / walks? Which felt best? No, I did not. But I got back into walks last week and felt amazing. Nutrition. Did I eat in a way that supported my energy and hormones? No, I did not. But I've been eating and prepping for the last week and already feeling better. I told you guys I was going to be real in answering these questions, but we're positive about it, right? The experience may have been not great and a little negative, but we need to be positive about what we are doing to combat that. That is the key. Mind and emotions. How did I handle stress, PMS, ADHD moments? I slept and sulked in bed for 2 weeks. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I didn't handle it the way I normally would this month. And you know, your soldiers can't always be strong, you know? Sometimes we assume that we have to be this strong soldier every single time something comes at us. And then you realize, like, dang, I really can't. Like, I cannot be perfect. I mean, maybe there's some people out there in the world, but I am not a perfect person. So, wellness rating. So this I can't be generous about, because it's really important as somebody with PCOS to be like on top of your game. And I wasn't, But hey, this is the first month since the entire year that I wasn't pretty damn good. So I'm going to give myself a 6 out of 10 here. Plan forward. Movement intention. What type of movements feels most supportive right now? Same thing that I said in October. 1000% walks and Pilates. Cycle awareness. How will I better support my body during PMS/low energy phases? Focus on nutrition, less processed sugar, and more protein and fiber. Movement, even if quick and light. Wellness habit. What's one health tweak? Sleep, hydration, supplements, recovery I'll focus on. I need to get back on my supplements. Mindset anchor. What affirmation or reminder will I carry into next month? Ooh, this is perfect. I am stronger than I realize, and I am not my negative thoughts. That goes for you too, okay? You are stronger than you think, you're stronger than you realize, and you are not your negative thoughts. They're not your friend. All right, closing prompts. This month in one line. This month was about, I'm gonna go introspection. There was a lot of that. Theme/word for next month. Ooh, how do I want next month to feel? Focused. We're gonna go focused because I felt very unfocused this month. And nothing good ever comes from feeling unfocused. Overall monthly rating. Okay, so we're gonna get an average 7.1. Okay, that's honestly not that bad, y'all. Like, this is why I love these monthly resets, because what I was feeling this month, thinking about going into this reset and then thinking about like overall what I was gonna get out of this, I was really thinking it was gonna be like a 4 or 5. Like I was like really hyper focused on the negative, and this really helped me realize like there was so much positive this month, and a flower really did come from the rain and the storming. Wow, that sounds really corny and really cliche, but it's so true. I hope that that was helpful for you guys to see, and I really hope that it wasn't too negative talking about, you know, the ruts and the depressive moments and everything, but I think it's so, so important to showcase real freaking life. Like, yes, social media is a highlight reel, and yes, everybody wants to consume positive, upbeat content, but it's detrimental to all of our mental health to see nothing but positivity and then compare your life to that. So then when you get in those sad, depressive ruts, whatever you want to call them, or just overthinking for a couple hours, and you get on social media and you see that everybody's living a great life, you start to think that you're less than, or that something's wrong with you because you're in a rut and you have all these good things going for you, right? But like, why do you feel down? And then you don't see anybody else showcasing that, right? So I really pride myself on my brand showing real life and the down parts of it, but in a way that is uplifting, because that's what I need. When I see a video of somebody like, hey, I'm not feeling great, but like I'm getting myself out of it, that's motivating. Yes, the regular, like positive, uplifting, day in a life, productive, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., like go, go, go videos are motivating. But when I can see somebody that is going through something, but is able to pull themselves out of it and give me ideas on how to pull myself out of it and talk through what they went through and what they're currently feeling, but the fact that they are on the other side of it, like that's what's motivating to me. When I'm feeling down, I want to see that like there is another side to it, because sometimes we do get stuck in these negative mindsets and we forget, like sometimes it feels like we're going to be stuck there forever. And sometimes you really do need somebody to remind you, like, this is not going to last forever. Hey, look, this was me 5 minutes ago and now I'm feeling better. This was me 5 days ago and now I'm feeling better. So anyway, that's what this video was. I definitely went through a period there in October that wasn't very pretty. And it was also sad because fall is my absolute favorite time of year. I wanted to take advantage of every single minute of this season, and I lost out on a couple weeks, but we're just gonna push those weeks back, okay? I'm not decorating for Christmas until mid-November. Normally it's November 1st because I want each season to have at least 2 months of decoration and feels, but I need to extend this a little bit. So anyway, if you have made it this far, comment down below the little bear emoji and let me know how you feel about these resets. I asked in my last video if you guys want to see them monthly, and I did get a comment that said yeah. So I was like, you know what? We're building this tiny little community and we hit 500 subscribers. So I'm very, very happy about that. I know that I'm like 1 or 2 videos past, but hey, it's all about balance, right? So yeah, leave a comment with the bear emoji and let me know what you think of these resets, if they're helpful for you, what you would want to see. If there's something else that you want to see in these videos, I've also thought about pairing this video with like a physical reset as well. So like resetting my apartment, cleaning, maybe cleaning my car, you know, resetting my routine, that kind of thing. Do you guys want to see that? Do you want to see the cleaning aspect and the resetting my space along with the like digital world of resetting and reviewing and planning? Let me know. Open to all ideas. We're building this brand here and this community together. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.